How's it going, Internet? I am so late today. Oh, wow. I was supposed to start much earlier, but, no. No, here I am now instead. I don't have an excuse for being late. I do have an excuse for how late I am, because once I realized I was going to be late, I was like, I should eat something. Because yeah. Uh, so the good news is I'm well fed. Um, because I'm guessing I'm gonna go a little bit later today than usual. I don't know that for a fact. It'll depend on a few factors, but anyways, oh, I'm not supposed to be saying that word. I banned myself from saying the word spelled A-N-Y. Let's see how well that works. All right. Oh, I should be opening things in the background because I should not stay in Facecam forever. Admittedly, I was thinking of staying in Facecam for the next 2.5 minutes. As you notice, there's like a little clock on the screen. That is currently set to display the local time in the eastern half of Kazakhstan. Wait, hold on. How old is this map? Is there still a Kazakhstan? I don't know geography very well. But my map of the time zones tells me that right now in like far eastern Europe, I guess, would be the what time it or the this would be the accurate time for that location. So, anyways, no, I'm not supposed to be saying that. Carl, hey, how's it going? Uh, so yeah, uh, I now have 1 minute and 20 something seconds to to kill time. I'll take a sip of tea. That should waste a little bit of time. How we doing? Pretty close. Look at the countdown. I just don't want to miss the first countdown. I'm probably gonna miss a lot of the countdowns that we have today. Because the cool thing about today is that, globally speaking, there's a countdown every hour. So I'm not like I don't know. I I'm not super into New Year's per se. I don't know. It was never really my day, but I don't know. I was just bored this morning. I was like, or this early afternoon. And I was like, what should I do today? And yeah, so I'll, to everyone in I can't tell if it's Eastern Europe or Western Asia. It's like where India is like kind of on the map. So maybe India? I don't know what time zone India uses. This map doesn't tell me. But to all those people, it's now like what, like 8 seconds till the new year. So I won't do this all day, but at least for this one here, I'm gonna say Happy New Year, yay! Hooray! Happy New Year to everyone in that in that time zone. If you are in UTC +6 time zone, Happy New Year to you. So yeah, there we go. Celebration. And now that we've celebrated that time zone, let's switch over to the next time zone. UTC +5. So next up for the countdown. This is where is Pakistan? Pakistan is in UTC +5. So I guess this is the countdown for countries in and around Pakistan in that like vertical column of the planet. Let's see. This map is probably really old. This map says that India might be in this time zone, so maybe India, possibly. I don't know. Anyways, the whole point of today is not just to count stuff down. It's to actually accomplish stuff. So let's accomplish stuff, shall we? Oh yeah. All right, I'll switch over to screen cam now. Um, you'll notice about hey, how's it going? Yeah. Hello to you as well. I'm glad that that's what you think of me as. There are far worse things. Oh hey, lazy Brussels sprout, how's it going? It's So no, this is a regular countdown or count up, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. So I guess a count up would be a reversed countdown, wouldn't it? Uh, you probably figured out how it works by now. So yeah. So speaking of things that work, as we left side quest yesterday, it was super broken. Or no, I mean we did eventually fix it, but in order to get it working, we had to do funny things to it. So I'm gonna hit run, but it's gonna look ridiculous. So heads up, it looks ridiculous right now. Also, the stuff that we're working on, yeah, look at that. Look at that. The stuff that we're working on is it's it requires a lot of restarting of the script because it's like visual stuff, and like in order to debug visual stuff, I kind of need to like rerun the script in order to get those changes like in and see how it looks. So I will apologize in advance because the script is going to be a little up and down. Oh wow, look at all these prints that I don't need anymore. But look at the water. There's water in the game, kind of. It's going to disappear in a second. But it goes in the opposite direction of the rest of the scenery. So that was what we did yesterday. And now we there's no graceful transition out of that. So what we have to do today is that first up, and then there's a bunch of stuff we could do, like make real art for the river, and a bunch of other stuff too. Actually, one thing I was thinking about earlier is something I'm going to add to the backlog. I don't want ideas, which is why I'm not going to read what you just said. um, in fact, if I reload chat, it'll probably stay on screen, or it'll just error out and it won't actually reload. That happens sometimes too. So I'm just gonna hide chat until that goes away, because like you said, oh, it still shows up on screen. There we go. Okay. Like you said. All right. So, oh yeah. So, I was just thinking earlier today, and like some people might not want their name showing up on screen. Like, hypothetically, like some people might be like in lurk mode, and like, I won't like just, I won't just like, well, like right now, like anyone who shows up in the channel, like their name automatically shows up on screen. But I'm thinking I might wait on that. I might like like I don't know exactly what the new behavior will be, but I'm basically going to change it so that like lurkers don't get called out immediately. So like I don't know, don't call out lurkers, because like lurking is valid, I think, and if people want to lurk, they can lurk. I think like roughly what it's going to be is that it doesn't actually show your like you'll probably still show you in the game, and everything else will probably still work the same, but it won't show your name tag until you participate in chat. Right now, you don't see your experience points until you participate in an action, and so it'll be like another layer of that. Your name tag just won't show up at all, unless you have participated in chat. I think is how that's gonna go. Yeah. So sorry, I just have to rinse chat so that I can put it back on screen. So sorry, I'm not gonna rinse all of chat. I'm just gonna rinse one person real quick, just so that I can put chat back up on screen. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I think the first thing that I'm gonna work on today is going to be I think the first thing that we work on today is going to be the transitions out of, I've been calling it like the sub-region, no, what was it? Yeah, something like sub-region transitions or something. Oh God, why does it keep showing up? Why? There we go. All right. Oh yeah, and then I can put chat back on screen. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Thank you, Carl. I won't ban you. We'll see how long this agreement lasts. uh, okay, so uh, uh, hmm. Right. Okay. So to have the transitions out, it's going to be very similar to a lot of the stuff that we did yesterday in terms of the transitions in. So, yeah, right. So the first thing that's different is that for trans equals for VG trans equals 0. 0 is when there is no transition in progress. So for that mode, we just blit per usual. It's the else case that we have to add in for the transition out. And so we're so. Oh yeah, I was gonna take those prints out because we don't need those prints. Because they're really spammy, super spammy. Um, where are they? I think they're in this vicinity. Print. Yeah, that one. This is the most spammy. The most spammy of the prints. Actually, I'm just gonna comment it out in case we need it for debugging purposes at some point. And then the other ones are. Well, I'll leave the other ones in for now because the other ones tell us when a transition occurs and or when the phases change, and that could be useful for the next thing that we're going to hook up as well. So they're exactly what I just described, Carl. Pay attention. All right. So um, sorry. Right. Okay. So yeah, this is going to follow a very similar pattern to what we'd been doing before. It's just going to be a little bit backwards in that. Well, yeah. Let's. All right. I don't have to worry about this. This is irrelevant to the transition out. This is only This is only for the transition in because the water is on is not part of the main environment, so it wouldn't animate on its own. Only the main environments animate on its own. Hey, Russ Jr., how's it going? Welcome. Uh, the the right. So this is just like to animate the secondary environment as it's transitioning in. Um, Sorry. um, it's nothing personal, Carl. I don't know. It's just taxing on me, and I just can't right now. So, maybe tomorrow. Uh, Sorry. So, um, uh, what? Right. Okay. Train of thought. Let's see if I can keep one now. Um, the answer is no, but I'll see what I can do. All right. So for this, the rest of this is probably going to be very similar and relevant to the transition out as the transition in. Wait, but this part actually might be unnecessary. Yeah, this part is unnecessary. Oh, no. No, this part is still necessary, but it changes. This part, so yeah, right. So the phases are going to change here. So whereas, I'll copy basically this whole pattern because this is what we want to do for the. I mean, this is the alternative to what we this is the inverted version of what we want to do. So yeah, let's put this here. This is supposed to be further indented, I think. Yeah. This is also supposed to be slightly further indented. Yeah. Right. Okay. So whereas there are essentially like two modes. There's like the successful transition, and then there's the partial trans. There's like the what happens what happens like outside of the transition itself, but during the transitional phases, and then what happens during the transition itself. So for starters, we want to kind of invert those because when this first part that's like that references phases 6 and 7. For the transition in, this is the end of the transition, and so it's when like this specific transition is not. I'm going to restart this to get rid of all these spammy whatevers. Are we in the middle? Okay, no, we finished the event. So I'm sorry. I'm just going to restart the script real quick, just to get rid of. It's just distracting to have that there. As you might have noticed, I am fairly easily distracted. All right. So yes, first order of business is to set BG trans. Right, yeah, I literally just started, Russ, so there's just not a lot of people here. Um, so, 3 and 4. Is this still the same? Is it literally the inversion? Is it like 6 and 7, 3 and 4 switched around? I think possibly so. Or, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Uh, yeah. So in this one, oop, hey, that's a crash. What did I accidentally do? Wait, what? Oh, I saved the script when it was like when it was in an untoward state. Uh, so wait, what do I actually want to do here? Uh, yeah, right. I want to basically. Oh wait, I can do like a multi-line comment, right? Or a multi-line string. We'll we'll get rid of this. So just comment out all of this. Oops, all of this, and then this is a safe state to run the script. Right, I hadn't been thinking about that. Right, and then pardon, and then get rid of the multi-line string. All right, and now we can continue working. All right. Hopefully it doesn't crash again um, because that would be unfun. It might not be runnable for a while. So if it crashes again, I might just have to leave the script down for a little while. So okay, so yeah, this section is now pertinent now to phases 3 and 4, and this section now is now pertinent to phases 6 and 7, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, is it still foreground, midground? Oh no, this is now midground, right? And this is now foreground. Because so I set it up. I'm setting it up so that these oh yeah. So if anyone wasn't here yesterday, I mean I guess there aren't very many people here today yet, but yeah, whatever. I'll wait till people show up before I before I get too involved. There really just aren't very many people here yet. Okay, I was just checking. Because like that could have been a bug, but no, it's just yeah. Oh man, yeah. I don't know if people are even going to show up today. It's because it's like a holiday, so I'm assuming a lot of people just have like better stuff to do today. But I don't know. I figured I'd stream anyways, because why not? I'd be working today anyways, and when I'm working, I tend to stream. So what ifs? I expect it to be. I don't know. I thought either today would be an interesting day, and people would show up, or it would be really slow. But either way, yeah. Like I said, I mean, I'd be. What other people do this day doesn't actually affect what I do today, so it's not going to change. whether I stream or not. uh, Maybe it'll just be a really quiet day. That could be a nice change. Not that, I don't know. I'm just not a good moderator, so sometimes it's nice to have a break from moderating, to be honest. Like, I don't mean that to as an insult. I just, yeah. You like that? You like that? I can't read your name entirely because of this emoticon, but I don't know, like, technically will. It looks like it says, probably. I, yeah, I mean, I write very conditional logic, so a lot of if statements. Alright, so, uh, did you know that there's, fun fact, did you know that there's not switches in Python? I like, I've told that. I never actually really looked it up, but like, the first time I had to write a switch in Python, I was like, how do I write a switch in, hey, we got a new follower. Technically will, hey. Thank you. I appreciate your viewership and your support. Welcome. Yeah, the first time I had to write a switch, some like switch logic in Python, I was like, oh, how do I do this? And then everyone in chat was just like, there's no switches. I'm like, really? So I didn't really look it up, but I took their word for it. And apparently in Python, you're just supposed to write a long sequence of else ifs, else ifs, else ifs, whenever you want to have something that would be a switch. So, like for example, up here, like I basically have I would be switching on the BG transitions phase, but I apparently can't switch, so it's just else ifs instead. That's either a fun fact about Python or a fun lie. Either way, it's a potential truth about Python. All right, so the thing that we have to do here is switch around what we're doing with the water, or with the subregion blitting. So like what basically what the transition in allows is that, so the water. So like this, I'm setting up this tech to put in a background that has a river in it, like that actually has like flowing water. The thing about it is that the water flows in the opposite direction that the background moves. Because of the parallax, the background moves, or just because of like the panning of the camera, the background moves in that direction, right? So if there's a mouth of this river, the mouth of the river is going to move across the screen in this direction. However, the water flows in this direction. So while the water is animating in this direction, it's emanating from a source that is moving in the other direction. So that's what we set up yesterday, and that's what like this whole chunk here accomplishes. So now we basically now what we want to do is we want a terminal point for the water. So this is going to be it's going to be kind of the opposite. So instead of having a source of the water that moves gradually across the screen and emanates water behind it, this is going to be an endpoint for the water, so the water flows towards the endpoint, but when it gets to the endpoint, it stops, like, right? And so when the endpoint moves off screen, the water moves off screen with it, or like you just stop seeing the water. And there's a little bit of weird math involved to accomplish that. A lot of the math is the same though, because basically what you calculate is the anchor point. What changes is how you use that anchor point. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, I think, like, most of all this calculation, I think up until we calculate the width and the blit from, I think will stay the same. I might be mistaken about that, and so once I put this in and run it, if I'm mistaken about that, we might see some weird results. But for starters, I'm going to XSplit width all right, so it used to be the that we would take is it gonna be the same? Yeah, so previously what we would do, so the way the way all these like loops are displayed on screen is that there are two identical panels, or two identical like frames that like are drawn like abutting each other, and they just like slide on screen together. And then when you reach the end of one, like that one like flies to the other side, and then it loops around. And then when you reach on the other, like that one hooks onto the end, and so it just keeps like going like that. So yeah, but we're so this SICI stuff. Oh, it's event time. Hey, trusty bard. Uh, okay. So sorry, the game looks like a mess right now, but technically it is still running. So the stuff that Trusty Bard said, well, you won't see it in this chat because I have it filtered out. But the stuff you see in chat that Trusty Bard says is is pertinent to this project side quest or whatever you want to call it. All right, so the CI and the SI is basically just determining which of those panels we will like blit. Like which of these panels is getting cut off by the anchor point, essentially. That's what SI represents, and then CI represents the other one. It normally doesn't like go so fast. What the reason that it's going like so fast is that I'm testing the backgrounds, and in order to get the backgrounds to transition, I needed to like kick up the speed a bit. So it usually like the characters usually walk at like a normal pace, and the backgrounds go a little bit slower. Also, like you'll notice sometimes the backgrounds like it just goes from what is it? It goes from like a forest to the mountains, and then all of a sudden you're in a cave all of a sudden for no particular reason. So a lot of that stuff I broke in order to get the testing time on this cut down a little bit. So yeah, hopefully once I accomplish all of this and get some better art in there, hopefully we'll see we'll see it but how it normally looks. Like for one thing, like the name, the not the action tags, like the action tags stay in place, so you can read those, okay. But like when the characters are running really fast, like the name tag text that pops out of their head is like basically illegible. So uh, I'm actually going to revisit some of that later today, but I'll probably wait until I get this in order before I go and revisit that stuff. So all right, so yeah, so is CI and SI and CI still mean the same thing? The way we calculated that previously was we would check, we would take one randomly. We would take 0, for example, because they're indexed 0 and 1. So we'd take 0, for example, and we would say is the position like this? So the way the position is tracked is the starting position, because that's where you blit from for these frames typically. The starting position, the edge of the scroll, we check, is it greater than the position? So XSplit 2 is where we oh yeah, I mean I guess it's a little weirder for it to be called XSplit 2 uh, when we're talking about the transition out, but I'll just leave it named like that. So XSplit 2 is our anchor point. So basically we check, is the position of our scroll greater than the anchor point? Because what we're looking for is the scroll that's no, we're still looking for the same one. We still want what we're looking for is is basically like the slide or frame on which the is currently like over, like what because like at any given time, like this like a position on the screen could be, there's like a 50-50 chance that it's on one of the slides or the other, just the way the slides animate. So we have to check which of the two it's over. And I think we still want the same one, because we want the one that we're still looking for the one that that the anchor point is on top of. So yeah, all right. So CI and SI as we have them here are still the same. What'll change is the width, because whereas previously we were looking for the like the distance from the anchor point to the end of the slide, or the end of the slide. Now we're looking from the anchor point to the beginning of the slide. So that is the new width. And to calculate that, we want to say the anchor point minus the width. Wait. Wait. uh, yeah, we want to say. Wait, why is the math so weird here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the math was weird here before. But okay, so no, yeah, so no. Now we so that was the how we were calculating with before, but now we just want literally just the anchor point minus the position of the start of the slide. So basically, like, so that'll give us the width that we need to blit for this, and so whereas in the other case, this width would like gradually grow as the animation progressed. This width will gradually shrink as we want less and less of it to be shown on screen as it like moves off the screen. All right, so the anchor point is the the coordinate to redraw the character sprites is that's more akin to like what you're describing is more like the scroll value. Yeah, so the way that the like, oh, here I'll let me pull the graphics on screen, because like for some of the graphics, like there's actually like a loop point. So let's well, I guess it's not that visible, but let's pretend like you know, arbitrarily, like one of these rocks is the loop point. Like let's say one of these rocks is like exactly where the you know, the art like has a seam and it's technically like two pieces of art like stuck together. So the scroll coordinate would be that rock, for example. Except, well, so the rock isn't a great example because you know, the side with the rock, we're not going to use this technology on. Like this tech is like for, like I said before, this is so that we can do the river. So let's say instead of a rock, it's like a wave. There's a particular wave in the river. And if the river was on screen, I could point to it. But let's say there's a particular wave that represents the edge of like where the water graphic loops. That the position of that wave is basically like the scroll value, and that is, so it knows like so we keep track of two scroll values because we need to keep track of two values that are exactly like 1600 pixels apart, because the width of this graphic is 1600 pixels, because we have to blit it from that position over and then 1600 pixels out up to that position. So those are what the scroll values. The anchor point is actually a value on a different layer. So we'll actually see it in a second, and it'll go by really quick, but I'll try and point it out when it happens. The anchor point is a position not on the layer in question, so not on the water layer itself. The anchor point is the source or the terminus of the water layer as referenced to another slide. So what we're going to see here is that there's going to be a point in the trees, and there's actually an arrow. I drew an anchor on the anchor point. So there's a point in the trees. This is where the water emanates from. And so you see, this is like where the water starts, but then it flows outward from that point. So, yeah, I forgot. I actually drew a little anchor on the map there. And so the anchor point, if you noticed, it wasn't actually moving with the water, because the water is going across the screen in that direction. It was moving with the tree line behind it, and so yeah, essentially like the way we've set up the data for this is that for the water layer, we specify another layer, and then we specify a position on that other layer to act as the anchor point. So it's a little confusing, but hopefully that's more clear than it was a moment ago. And hopefully once I get this working and can run it, it'll become even more clear once we see the finished result. So we're now correct. I believe this is how we're now supposed to calculate the width. The other thing though that we need is blit from is no longer a descriptive term, because blit from we used to be blitting like from the middle of one of these slides to the end of it, but now we're blitting from the beginning to the middle. So blit from doesn't really make sense. Like blit to makes enough sense that I kept it as the value name, but blit from I'm going to change to blit till, because it's like a middle point, but it's no longer it no longer acts as the starting point, it now acts as the ending point. So blit till. So where else did I? Where else do I reference blit from? Yeah, right. So you are now blit till. Oh, no. You are now 0. Wait. Oh, wait. No, I don't need to calculate this value anymore. No, this value is just not relevant. Because we always start at the... Right. No. We start at the origin, and all we need to know is the width, because the origin plus the width is the blit2 value. All right, so that's oh, and that makes so that's why the blit from value is calculated the exact same way new width value is calculated. Cool. All right. Uh, wait, is that right though? The old from value is calculated the same way. No, that's not true. Is it? Blit from? Yeah, yeah, it is. Yep, that's exactly what that value means. All right, so yeah, let's get rid of blit from or whatever you want to call it. All right, so we just need to care about the width. So does that mean this now works? No, right? This isn't gonna work just yet because we need to. No, is this gonna? Oh, no, yeah. So the other thing we need to change is the polarity here because this would have blit on the wrong side. So like yeah, because we only have to set like only the anchor point only cuts in half one of these two slides. So the other slide, when it blits, it will be blit in full. But yeah, previously it would blit if it was to the right of the anchor point, but now it only blits if it's to the left of the anchor point. Because again, this is not the beginning. This is the end. So I'll just change it from greater than or equal to less than or equal to. Right? Oh no. Actually, that's not even accurate. It's not just less than or equal to. It's less than or equal to x blit 2 minus the width minus 1600. Yeah, minus 1600. Yeah. Because we're talking about so 1600 is G width. I use those interchangeably. Don't mind me just ripping my headphones out of my ears unceremoniously. All right, so yeah, so save that, and what then? 1600 is the horizontal width of the game screen. Yeah, it's the horizontal width of all of the game art as well, because I wanted it to not loop visibly on screen. It doesn't actually loop until it goes off screen. That was based roughly on like how much screen real estate it takes up, like how far it stretches across the bottom of the screen there. And honestly, sometimes I think I'll want to change that, but at this point, like if I wanted to change that, it would be a little headachy. Hey, event time. I thanks, Russ. All right. So, should this work now? Did we do everything we need to do? I think possibly we did. I'm just gonna see what it does. I'm just gonna rerun the script. Oh, I'll wait till the event is over, so as not to interfere with Lauren's power leveling. Hey Lauren, how's it going? So yeah, what am I? No, I guess I'm just killing time. So how are you guys doing? How about them riots? Those riots, huh? Right in the middle of town square. All right, glad to hear. I have a delay events button, and like when I know I don't want an event to. Oh, I have my whole control panel deactivated right now. On my control panel, I have a delay events button. So like, for example, in a situation where I know I don't want an event to interrupt something, I could have hit the delay events button. Then I wouldn't have had to wait until the end of the event. But yeah, I actually, you know what's funny, Lauren, is that I got a really late start today too. I've only been streaming for like about like 40 minutes at this point, so you didn't miss much. uh, your Your title remains intact, uncontested. I had to. I mean, I didn't have to. Oh, spoiler alert! Rusty leveled up. All right, so I mean, spoilers, but we'll watch Russ level up first, and then we'll end and then we'll cancel the script. All right, so right at the end of this event, because Russ leveled up from the initiative points, and so it's gonna be hard to read, but when Russ, right at the end of this event, when Russ runs across the screen, it'll say level up. Where is it? Oh, no, he's coming up. Here comes. Here comes. That's Lauren, Trusty Bard. Huh. Wait, it didn't say it. Did it say it and I missed it? Oh, maybe it said it when I was on the other side of the screen or something. Huh. Anyways, congratulations. And alright, now I'm going to restart the script. So, yeah. So I think what'll happen now is the art will still look super janky, but oh, did I put in data? I hope I put in data for oh, did it say? Okay, it did say level up. All right. Cool. I was like, oh, is that a bug? I was looking at the side of the screen. Yeah. The art is so sped up. Even I did not notice. All right, so um, oh, Russ. You might be distraught, but that's no reason not to be festive. Oh yeah, did I put it? Or yeah, I should start paying attention to what's happening on screen as well. So if I did this correctly, we'll basically kind of like, I mean, it'll be unceremonious, but like the same way the river just kind of like starts at like a position that that like seems. Oh, that's a crash. So I clearly have not gotten everything correct, but before. Oh, actually, it might be freaking out about the fact that. Oh yeah, whoa, yeah, that's it. That's an important thing. All these references to next environment are actually supposed to be references to the current environment. So that's a significant difference. So that's one thing that I'll have to fix. But before I do that, I just want to check to make sure that I put in data for this. Because this will be in river transition to cave. Yes, okay, so I did put in a text file. So, okay, this time it's actually, I pinned it to the foreground layer, and I pinned it to, 800 on the foreground layer. I think 800 is going to be in the middle of the cave. Because I think the cave mouth, if I recall correctly, the cave mouth stretches very far. Oh, but it's the, it's a fake transition. It's the transition into the mountain. So let's see what that'll mean. It'll be roughly like here. It'll be like roughly right in front of the, so the water should just kind of abruptly end right in front of the rock snowman. I'm gonna move it like more towards here, just because I don't know, the terrain gets a little bit taller here, and it might cover up the water, and it might make it harder to see. So I'm gonna move it to like roughly like what would that be? If this whole thing is like 1600, it's like it's kind of like half of a half. It's a little less than half of a half. So a little less than 400, so like 375-ish maybe. And I'll say like 350. And it might be covered up by this mound, but basically we should see water rushing in, and then we shouldn't see any. No, you know what? I'm just gonna yeah, no. You know what's gonna be way easier is if I just open this with whatever, and I just literally chop those graphics down. Oh wait, no, I didn't want to open it with Paint because I need to preserve transparency. Open with Paint.net. Yeah, I'm just gonna clear cut this whole section so that I don't have to try and get it to show up. It'll just show up. All right, so this art is all very temporary, and I need to make real art at some point. But I'm just using very temporary, very clumsy art just to get the tech working. And once the tech's working, then we'll go in and put in better quality versions. So all right, so yeah, where should it be now? It's like this arbitrary, like, I don't know, there's kind of like a little rock you can see on the ground here, but like it should be like roughly like here. I don't know. Maybe I should draw on the anchor point. I can draw on the anchor point, I guess. Why not? Where's the 800th pixel? That would be here. So like this is like the anchor point. It's like the new anchor point. This is my really crudely hand-drawn anchor. Alright, so we shouldn't see any water flowing past the anchor. Just like right up to the anchor. Alright, so save that. And now let's let's run the script. Oh, no. Okay, so first we have to change, right. So all these references to the next environment are actually the current environment. Because when we're transitioning in, we're referencing the next environment to get this this asset. But yeah, no, once we transition out, it's the current environment. Wow, there's a lot of references. I'm gonna start at the end, so that way I don't accidentally go too far. Because if I start messing them up down here, that would be bad. Wait, are any of these references to the next environment correct? Should any of these actually stay as references to the next environment? I hope not. I guess we'll find out when that error comes through. Alright, I think that's all of them. Yeah, this is the last one. Alright, so save, save that. Now let's run the script. Oh yeah, the other thing I should do is, we don't need to watch the whole transition in, so I'm going to change it so that, the starting point is the, river. Where would I do that? I have this cheaty place where I just declare that the starting environment is the cave, which is why it always keeps starting out as the cave, but I'm just going to cheat it so that it always starts out as the river. I guess I didn't really have to minimize that. Alright, so, yeah, alright. Well, you know what, I'm just going to rerun the script again, because, that'll put us in the river. Alright, so, where the heck is the water? Where's all the water? My first question, where's all the water? It's just not there for some reason. So that's interesting. I clearly haven't gotten it all correct yet. We're phase 2 right now. Phase 3. Well, it's just it showed up eventually. And it just flowed right past the anchor point. Well, that's weird. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, no, I know what I'm doing wrong. I'll turn it down eventually, Kano. I just have it this way for testing purposes. Yeah, no, I know what I did wrong. I mean, what went wrong was a very clear thing. So at least I have a strong idea of how to possibly go about fixing this. Yeah, so for one thing, it's if BG trans is greater than or equal to 4, or greater than or equal to 3, greater than or equal to 4, this is incorrect. It's supposed to be less than 3, less than 4. I think that's what I switched around. I did switch around, you know, that these are not hinging on 6 and 7 anymore, and that the other ones are hinging on 6 and 7. What I forgot to do was indicate that we're literally not just changing those barriers, but literally changing the direction from which we approach those barriers. So I think if I rerun it now, it should work. Possibly. Hey, look. All right. So far, so good. All right. So again, we should see the anchor point come across relatively soon. And when the anchor point comes across the screen, the water should not flow past the anchor. Let's see. Let's see how that go. See. Oh. All right. Well, it's not quite right yet. Yeah. So, Kana, the reason that we have the time. Oh, Day Slash. Hey, sorry, I missed you. Oh, and If Dog then. Wow. What's up? Sorry, I was like really into what I was doing. Apparently. Welcome, everyone. Yeah. All right. So we're apparently not there yet. But the reason we have the timescale pushed up so high is that we want to get to this testing, and so the faster it goes, the less long we have to wait. All right, so what are you complaining about now? Cannot concatenate string and int type objects. Well, that's interesting. You think anchor position is a string? Because I'm apparently, when I'm loading it in, I'm apparently indicating that it should not be a string, which should be here. Yeah, I am in fact not. Good call. This is an int. Or I'm not indicating that it shouldn't be a string, so it's defaulting to be a string. All right, that should be an int, and now we should be good to go. Hypothetically. We'll see. Let's give it another shot. All right. Run, trusty bard. Run to the anchor point. um, so let's see if he gets there. So what I could do with this anchor point, the reason I have this anchor point is like the anchor point is in the transition, and so when we're transitioning from the river to here we go, big money. Nope, that's not working. Whoa, look at that. Did you guys see that? That was pretty awesome. All right, that was cool. Oh, I know what I messed up. I know one thing that I messed up. I know possibly everything that I messed up. All right, let's look at the thing that I know I messed up, and see if that's correct. Yeah. So, where is it? No, it's not here. It's up here. Yeah. So this whole partial blitting thing. Before the initiation, like the beginning of the where we blit was supposed to start at the anchor point. So you notice that at a certain point, like there was this chunk of water that started at the anchor point and then went an arbitrary distance and then just kind of like collapsed down to the anchor point. That's because I was mistakenly using the anchor point as the initial coordinate of that blit. Whereas what actually we want to do is just use the start of the scroll, which is what we usually do in like basically every other case. The only reason we were using the anchor point is because that's how you do it for the transition in. The anchor point is the beginning of that blit. All right, so this is not CI, this is SI, and now it should work. So it was hard to tell because that thing was definitely wrong, and it might be that was the only thing that was wrong, or it might be that the tons of things were wrong, and that was just one of them. So we'll find out now. So as much as I love Santa hats, I actually can't read what's being said right here. Hey, Redonkulus. Oh. Shooting the sky with loud colors. Does it look something like this, Redonkulus? Does it look almost like this? All right, so anchor point. Come on. Oh no. All right, so clearly we're not quite there yet, but we are. All right. So apart from the fact that, oh, okay, and that's not correct either. uh, all right. So what do we got going on here? Actually, I'm gonna run it one more time because I'm pretty sure these weird things that we're seeing, I'm pretty sure they're gonna line up with phase markers. I'm pretty sure it's just the logic I'm pretty sure that logic where it used to be like greater than or equal to 3, greater than or equal to 4, greater than or equal to 6, greater than or equal to 7. I think when I flipped that around, I just was slightly imprecise. I mean, I could just go look at it and be like, what is this supposed to be? But I think I'd rather just see, like, I still have these prints that say what phase is occurring. So you can kind of see on screen here. I think when that bugs occur, yeah, phase 4. So clearly I'm not marking phase 4 correctly. And then phase 5 is fine, but then phase 6 is where it goes weird again. Yeah, phase 6. No, that was still phase 5. And it gets better in phase 6. Or it seems to get better in phase 6 as far as I can tell. Alright, so something's wrong with phase 4 and 5. Oh, sure. Okay, so I don't think it's actually the phase markers. I think the phase markers are correct. Then what? What would be wrong then, if not that? Oh, wait. I think it would be possibly this conditional. So, what does this say? We should blitz scroll CI if scroll CI is less than or equal to the anchor width minus G width. Scroll CI is less than or equal to oh, huh. Oh. Hmm. Ah. Phase 4. Maybe this is just supposed to be less than or equal to. No, I don't think that would make sense, would it? Where did I get these numbers from? 3 and 6, or no, 3 and 7 would be from the midground. 3 and 7, wait, 3 and 5? No. Yeah, 3 and 7 are for the midground. Phases 3 and 7, between phases 3 and 7 is when the midground is. When the midground is transitioning. Oh, so wait, the midground. Yeah, no, I think these are correct. I think these conditionals are correct. Wait, what about these? Are these ones correct as well? Less than 6, less than 7. Yeah, no, yeah, I think that is correct. All right, so I think these conditionals are correct. So it would probably be this conditional about when to blit the other half. I'm just going to take out the conditional for a second and just blit it all the time and see what that does. We should just see different bugs is what I assume will happen. I just want to see if it's like the exact opposite in terms of like bugs. Like instead of so what we were seeing before is that as soon as phase 4 started, the water disappeared. So if now phase 4 starts and the water doesn't disappear, that would be good. Phase 3 initiated. No, it still disappears in phase 4. Alright. Well, so it's not that, then, clearly. Yeah, that thing, that little water that we saw showing up there, and that water, yeah, that was the bug I just introduced. Alright, well, so that's interesting. I could put, oh yeah, you know what I should put in is our debug print, I guess. Print, xsplit to, there's no xsplit from anymore. But let's see what these values are. Because it could be that we're just working with weird values here. Hopefully. Because if this half of the, like, so these two lines 873 and 875 represent both half of the blitz between phases 4 and 6. So if it wasn't that first one that was going awry, it must be the second one. And so this debug information is going to hopefully give us some insight as to what's happening with the other half, since it seems that the other half might in fact be the issue here. What should you do, Kind of Monster, with your Raspberry Pi? Alright, so, whoa. Wait a second. These prints didn't start until after the bug. Like there's a time between when the bug started and when these prints started. That's interesting. Or else I just imagined it. Oh, Kaminiak, thank you. Yeah, there's only 3 minutes and 40 seconds until New Year's in time zone UTC plus 5. uh, Hence the counter on the screen. uh, does anyone know what is it? Well, actually, I should ask: is anyone here in time zone UTC plus 5? I I assume not, but I also don't know what exactly happens in that time zone, so I don't know for sure for certain what like what region of the world. Like according to this map I was looking at, it looks like I don't know how old this map is. I feel like this map might be really old, but oh, Pakistan, I think, according to this map, it's like it's almost New Year's in Pakistan. I guess apparently. All right, so I just want to see the timing of this again, because like it felt like there was a noticeable difference between when Phase 4 started and when we started seeing those prints, but I don't know what that would be. So Phase 3, Phase 4, things disappear, and then yeah, the prints don't start until a little while later. So okay, so I mean, I guess that's a pretty big hint. It's whatever is happening between those conditionals. Maybe I just left like a small gap in that logic. Let's find out. So this must be the what's wrong? Probably. Oh, XSplit 2 is. You're right. We have to check that XSplit 2 is greater than 0 is the conditional we want here. Yep, that would explain it. Yes, because instead, oh right. So I just skimmed over this conditional because I started looking right here when I was supposed to start looking right here, and what this conditional was, this conditional checks that we finish blitting, or so previously it would check that we don't start blitting until what oh hi N2ater. Um, I don't know. I never know what to do when people can't see the video because I can't spend my whole time just in chat. But hopefully N2ater's video works eventually. But uh, Twitch is being a bit twitchy. That is incredibly true, Russ Jr. Uh, all right, so anyways, so I flipped this around. I saved it. Did I rerun the script yet? Because I think if I run the script now, it should now like work. Maybe I did rerun the script and it was working in the background. And I just stopped paying attention. But either way, let's see. Because now it should work 100%. I could probably take that print out too. Admittedly, I'm slightly distracted because in a mere 20 seconds, it is New Year in Pakistan. Oh, technically, this isn't actually my time zone. I just, it's the next time zone that'll have New Year's, so I was just, I don't know, happy for them. Yay, Happy New Year's in Pakistan! Yay! Happy New Year's. I don't know how to say Happy New Year's. Oh, look at it. The thing's working. It's a New Year's miracle. The anchor point. Oh, okay, except for that part. So that part's not working. But, the other stuff was working okay. Yay, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. Everybody everywhere, but especially Pakistan. Alright, so hold on. Now that we've gotten that one out of the way, let's go to UTC 4. Let's roll back the clock. What is in UTC 4? According to this map, part of Russia is in UTC 4. Iran is in UTC 3.5. I don't know what that means. I'll be honest, I have no clue what that means. But, alright, so this next one will be for Samara, Russia, and Kirov, Russia? I don't know. Oh, wait, what is this one? Oman! Oh, Oman is UTC plus 4, apparently. Oh, and, no, not Madagascar. but a bunch of islands near Madagascar. Oh, those are the Seychelles. Oh, interesting. I never knew where those were on the world. All right, so Oman. Oman is up next. We've got an hour though. Anyways. What? So, okay, so what's this thing about? Wait, what's going on in China? Good luck, N2Ater. That was actually my New Year's resolution for 2014. Funny thing. Uh, all right. Uh, um, so, Rush Jr., you have no Pakistani New Year holiday spirit. Just just Scrooging all over it. I mean, I guess you did technically wait until the New Year. You waited till New Year's Day. So you, yeah. Anyways. Oh my! All right, enter it. Oh, cool! You got video working apparently, and because you can respond to the things that I'm saying. Uh, all right, so the next one is for hey ESQ2 official, welcome. All right, so the next countdown is for N2Ater and everyone else viewing from Oman or those other places, the Seychelles or. All right, so all right, what's happening here? The anchor, it's like it's right when we pass the anchor, right? Right when the anchor goes off screen, it goes screwy, which is weird because I mean this whole conditional is oh right. I flipped one of the conditionals. I did not flip the other conditional. So so what? This conditional used to be, oops. This conditional used to be less than g width, but then I changed it to greater than 0. Maybe I should change it to greater than or equal to 0. XSplit 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Equal to 0. Equal to 0. No, that's meaningless. There's no difference. If the anchor point is equal to 0, then that means exactly nothing will blit. So blitting nothing is the same thing as not blitting nothing, or not blitting at all. Eric DTR, welcome. Thank you for following. I appreciate your viewership and your support. Hey. Right, okay, so I just have to flip this other condition, and then everything's happy forever. So this one will be if it's greater than g width. Greater than or equal to? Greater than or equal to g width. All right. I know I've said this a few times now, but now it should work. So let's test it out. And assuming this works, which I shouldn't because I've been wrong every time up until now, but assuming this works, then the next step is to oh, sorry, you said hi and I completely missed it. So hey Eric, how's it going? uh, so now if the tech is working, then we can actually go in and instead of just having this like this blue blobby shape, we can actually go make a river and like art for the river and art for the transition to and from the river, and oh no, it came back, so it almost worked a little bit. Oh wait, so is it now? So now it's just not working in phase 6 for some reason. Hold on, I just want to watch that one more time. uh, and while that's getting to that point again, I'll it looked like it started messing up in phase 6. Less than 6. BG trans less than 6. Oh, wait. I should be doing this the other way around. Because, like, this conditional is kind of moot, given the fact that who cares if it's less than 6? If it's less than 6, it's definitely going to be less than 7. So the or less than 7 kind of takes over. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I'm silly. This is supposed to be 4. This is supposed to be 3. This is supposed to be 7. This is supposed to be 6. This is supposed to be mid-ground. This is supposed to be foreground. Wait, but how is this half working? Oh yeah, because it was the more permissive of the two. All right, so now. I know I've said this like several dozen times already. Now it should work. um, um, uh, oh, cool. Thank you, Kaminiak. Your typo worked out. Because for how I feel about it, because I hate every, I hate to comment every line. like, I I think part of the reason I'm able to accomplish that is because all right, work. Oh, I wasn't paying attention if it had been working. I'll assume that it was though, and then I'll assume that it just keeps working. Preferably. Yeah, sure. All right, cool. So I'm gonna call that done. I'm gonna say we did that, and congratulations to everyone involved. Yay! I'm gonna even move it over to the done column. Yeah, so I think the reason that I can keep track of my code without comments is that I don't consider myself an engineer. Like I code, but like that. Like if I was going to take myself seriously as an engineer, I would have to spend a lot more time caring about code. But the nice thing is I could spend a lot less time caring about like art and stuff like that because if I considered myself an engineer, like I wouldn't really have to worry about those things. Like I could just work with artists to do that. Because I'm a bit more of a generalist, I spend time making art cuz I like to. I don't know. So for better or worse, I don't produce code in volume. I don't when I produce code, I produce it very deliberately, and I I like there's it's more I spend when I'm like working on stuff like this. You might even notice I spend more time thinking and less time typing, and I think because of that, I really like know my code. Like I know it quite well. I mean, I wish I knew it perfectly because then I would never have to like squint my eyes and like and scroll up and down a little bit to find what I'm looking for. But yeah, I don't know. Like it takes shape. So like whenever I see this chunk, I always know this is like the phase changes because it just has like a distinct like visual quality to it, and like it changes over time, of course. But like when I get to this bit, I know this is where I'm declaring my classes. So if I'm scrolling fast, I'm like, oh, those are my classes. This is the chunk where I have all my variables. So, I bet if I had like, what are those programs that like it shows you the outline of your code like on your sidebar? I bet if I had one of those, like that would save me a lot of time. Oh, I should take out these annoying prints. I can take out all of those prints now actually, because yeah, see, I just scrolled back past the phases section, so I'm like, I'm close. I can just take out all of these prints because I'm gonna comment them out because there's more that I want to do with this tech, for transitions and stuff, and so I'll have to come back to it at some point. But for now, we are fine, doing all right. So, oh, why do I hate to comment? um, I guess I was exaggerating. I don't necessarily hate to comment. I just, for the reasons I described, it feels very unnecessary to me, and so I don't tend to. Yeah, I don't. So, like, if I had to have a job title, systems designer, I guess. That's what I tell people. I tell people like I'm a systems designer or like a technical designer because that's the stuff that I find most interesting. But I don't know. I don't know. Oh, does it? Sublime Text has a. Isn't Sublime Text paid though? I've, until I actually get like an income, I've been using mostly free tools. So I'll have to think about that one. I'll have to keep that one in mind. um, how many lines do I have? Right now I'm at 1,403 lines. And I know each one by name. This is line 1373, for example. This is line 917. um, oh, interesting. Wait, if there's a free version with no limits, then that means there's not a paid version. There's only a donation button. But are you sure there are no limits? Like not even for commercial products? Because that's the important one for me. Like if I use free tools, I have to be able to actually make commercial products with them. Because like I said, someday I hope to have an income. Anyways, I try not to use that word. I use that as a transitional word way too often, and I know myself with it. Let's do some art, I guess. So the next things that are on my list of things to do, I want to do art for the river. Where am I going with this? Oh, did I close paint? I had paint open. No, there it is. Okay. I want to do art for the river, and then yeah, I really should do that first, because why not? All right, so hold on. Let me bust out my tablet real quick. Sorry, oops, covering up the camera. Don't mind me. It is. We're getting artistic up in here. Oh. Well, that's that sounds workable. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I don't. Wait, so Sublime Text, huh? I just switched over to Visual Studio because everyone made fun of me for using monodevelop when I work in Unity, and um, I guess now it's time for me to make another switch. Wait, so would Sublime be a replacement for Visual Studio, or would it just be like what do people use Sublime for? Like people people who use Sublime are making like what for is I guess my question. Um, because if it I don't know. With Spider right now, I'm definitely like in that place where I'm like I'm close enough to done that I don't really need to consider changing gears at this point. But I guess I'm gonna just say that forever because I'm never gonna like. Well, no, I might make another major version for side quests in the future. Like I keep saying, someday I want to add in like character customization and stuff like that. So if I ever did like a major version like that, I probably would consider it like another major project, not just like no, you know, a handful of extra whatever's. Oh, event time. Uh, oh yeah, we haven't been having much events, many events lately because I keep restarting the script. Sorry about that. um, all right, so yeah, art time. Art time. I'll be honest with you guys. I never actually had in my mind like an idea of what the river is supposed to be. I just like it occurred to me on a whim, like, oh, I might want to make a river eventually, and so I just started making tech for the river. Now that I've made the tech, I feel like I should make the river just to prove that the tech is like done correctly and that the tech is serviceable. Um, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. All right. So yeah, what do we have to make? We have to make. I'll open up the. I'll open up the files that we have to edit. So for the, I won't care about the transition yet. I'll do the river itself for starters. Yeah. I'll do the river itself for starters. So layers. Oh, I just copied this over from yeah, I just copied this over from the forest. Uh but yeah, hold on. All right, so let's get rid of these rocks. We might be able to work from this. Just kind of like adapt it a bit. Wait, what layer am I on? No, what layer am I on? What is happening? Oh, this is some like background. Oh yeah, that was the mountains in the background, just for reference purposes. All right, so what layer am I actually looking for? Oh yeah, this layer. All right, so nope, less tolerance. There we go. Let's get rid of these rocks. Oh, I should probably start over because like this layer is like really dirty. Well, all right, so I'll just draw. I'll just draw over this layer instead of drawing on this layer, and then we can just delete this layer eventually. So I guess I don't have to get rid of the rocks. I want the foreground layer in the river to be very low, because that will indicate that you're walking right on the edge of the river, and it'll also give us more on-screen space for the river itself, without having to make the river look like the water levels are too high, right? Because if the well, no, I guess okay. So if I make the river if I make the river take up more vertical screen space, the first thing that'll happen is it'll look like the river is wide. It'll look like the river is very wide, and that's actually probably good, because I might as well make use of this new layer that I have put in. So, huh? You know, if I wanted to, I could make the river so wide that even the water parallaxes. I mean, it'd mean more tech, because it would mean that because basically what I did is I hooked up. So the part where I hooked up this tech, I only hooked it up for a layer that can exist between the front two layers. I haven't hooked it up for like hypothetically. I need to repeat this pattern for a special layer that could exist between the back two layers. And once I add in an even closer layer, once I add like a layer that's like actually in front of the adventurers, then I'll want to add in another layer that oh wow, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't even go down that path right now. I'll make this river a smaller river, and then maybe in the future I'll make like a huge river, like a ginormous river that actually like the water like that the river is so wide that even the water parallaxes, which could be cool. The reason I thought of that is because if I wanted like rocks in the river, I would have to have that parallaxing water. I wouldn't necessarily have to have the water parallax, but I would need two layers of water in order to put a rock between those two layers. So I guess this river will be smaller, and then so it won't have anything like sticking out of it, but it'll have like, you'll see. So there'll be a narrow band for. I can start drawing this. I don't have to just explain it. So let's add in a new layer. I think yeah, I keep changing the color of the ground, and then whenever I transition from one place to another, I have to come up with like a way to like make the ground transition, and I don't use gradients, so I keep cheating. I might want to basically just like stick with a color, like just declare that this is the color of paths, and that paths all use this color. So that would help a little with my constant transitioning. Oh, cool! Sounds like fun, Communiac. Thanks for tuning in. Oh yeah, sorry. I did ask a question, and then I've kind of zoned out while talking about other things. Uh, um, okay. Oh, Notepad++. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I should consider Sublime. Sorry, yeah, it took me a while to come back to this. Oh, and you left already, but yeah, I should. All right, Sublime Text. I'll add that to the list of things that I'm supposed to. The ever-growing list of things that I'm supposed to look into. It might be on that list already for all I know. Sublime Text. So. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So yeah. So should I use a consistent path color? I guess. I don't really have to decide now, but maybe for now I will, just for convenience, in having to justify those transitions. So if I choose a fixed path color, is this the fixed path color that I want? Oh, really? Interesting. I think I just used Notepad. um, wait, was it on all of those computers of Dog then, or was it just on the computer you're using? I forget if I yeah, I remember watching like the projector with what you were doing, but I forget what was actually happening on my screen, like what I was actually using. Um, this is our new layer, right? This is the layer we just made. Oh yeah, when you have the oh yeah, right. This is what the old adventure art used to look like. Oh wow, I haven't seen this art in a while. I mean, it hasn't changed that dramatically, but the purple caps are no longer in the game. You, I was like doing palette swaps, and then I put the brown cap in, I put the blue cap in, and then I was like, ah, we don't really need the purple cap anymore. So it just never, it never actually shows up anywhere. Um, oh, okay. um, all right, layer 9. Let's let's color pick this color and basically just draw the exact same shape on top of the shape that's already there. This should go quick, is the good news. Oh, right. But because I'm drawing over the color that's already there, there's going to be holes in it. Whatever. We can smooth those out in the near future. Alright, so yeah, I basically want it so that the adventurers are like walking right up against the edge of the water. Oh, I'll duck down the opacity of this layer. There we go. Alright. So I'm not it won't this won't literally just be a flat color. I will add in a little bit of oh, you know what? I should have a minimum. Cuz like I can have like a little bit of a jagged edge, but there's also like an extent to which if I drop the if I go too far down, like it'll actually look like the adventurers are like stepping off the edge. So it has to be it can't be lower than this. Or it can't be yeah, the edge of the river bank can't go lower than this. So let's spill this color here. And then yeah, I can get creative on top of that. So deselect. Alright. Hey, look at that, we're almost done. I actually do want to dip like that low. Like I said, I don't want to. I don't want. Whoa! Stop! I'm not. My stylus is nowhere near the tablet, and it does this every now every so often. It's like, really tablet? You can't just be like normal. You have to be super freaky weird sometimes. Is that what you have to do? Anyways. All right. So. Yeah, like I said, I actually don't want to go much higher than this this line. I just don't want it literally to be like a flat line. I want it to be like a little more organic looking. So the other thing I was thinking about is that like when I add pets into the game, or like when I add familiars into the game, or whatever you want to call them, like little animal companions, the this is the pen that I use to apply my mustache every day. I mean, I'm much more careful when I'm actually applying it. I use the very fine point and I go in and um, um, yep, all my trains of thought departing the stations, never to be heard from again. Was I? Oh yeah, pets, animal companions. I said so like the animal companions can hypothetically occupy like any space on the screen. I think though, this character art is really old. I might have actually changed the position of the character on screen since I made this art. I hope that's not the case. Worst case scenario, if that is the case, I'll just have to go back and like raise the edge up a little bit. I'm just making an organic edge, and shifting the organic edge up a few pixels is actually really easy, so I don't actually have to worry about that. All right, so you're on the edge of the river, right? On the edge of the river, what is the river though? All right, so I can hide this layer. I don't need to see that anymore. I can smoosh these layers together, although I won't yet, in case I won't feel like going back and touching up that edge again. The water. That is some neon water. I liked it bright and neon just because it was very noticeable and so easy to test with. But let's make it less neon at this point. So the color should be. It can still be bright. It should just be a little darker for one thing. The surface of the water should be darker. Wait, what? What layer am I? Oh, I spilled on the wrong layer. Wait, why did you only? Huh, that's weird. That's really weird. Layer 10 is only a bar long. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, what layer am I supposed to be on? I'm trying to be on layer 8, I think. Yes, layer 8. Why? Is there like... Hey, event time! Flood mode. What? What? It's like it's... Why is it only spilling on this one layer? Or like, why is it only spilling on this one section of this layer? Like if I hid the top layer, which should not affect anything, now it spills over everything. But like, let me guess. It didn't spill over the sections that's covered up by the other layer. What the heck is going on with that? That's the weirdest spill behavior. Why on earth is it doing that? Oh, sampling image. Yeah, whoa, that's weird. Apparently the sampling tool. Oh, that's dumb. It does the same thing as the picker tool, and so because I set the picker tool from layer to global, I don't like that. Alright, so okay, let's look at pictures of rivers, because I'm gonna mess this up. Well, actually, no, I looked at pictures of caves for a while, and I still messed up the cave, so... looking at pictures of a river is not necessarily going to save this river, but, I can... Well, not maps, images. Alright, so... I'll probably... Excuse me. I'll probably make the river a little bluer, because right now it's a bit green. Hey, that river kind of looks like the original one. That's actually pretty close. But that's a little exaggerated, too. Yeah, I think I want like a slightly darker bluer tone, so something in this range. And I guess it can be a little bit grayer, too. It doesn't have to be quite as saturated. This just doesn't look realistic. This just looks like super fake. To me, anyways. How do I move on the river? Technically, you just walk next to the river. You don't actually... Like, you never actually cross the river. Yeah, so, like, the temp art, you can see, like, this is very, very temp art, but you can kind of see, like, you walk alongside the river. And, yeah, so the other thing is I think the river is actually going to move faster than the characters move. I think it's actually going to, like right now it's moving very slow. Because I just put in, like, a random number and didn't really care much about it. Water physics. I'll add that to the list, technically will. Oh, man. Yeah, sometimes I'll talk about my art and I'll say, like, I'm gonna add, like, special effects. But, like, when I say special effects, I just mean, like, the thing that I did with the water, where, like, it starts and stops at, like, a given point. That's my definition of special. Since I'm not an artist and I'm not a graphics programmer. I just play one on twitch.tv. Sorry, that's the dumbest thing that I ever say, but I say it. I can't help myself. I like how, like, kind of unreal, like, rivers like this look. I think this is why my river turned out a little green to begin with. I don't know. It might be a little harder to sell, but I kind of like slightly turquoise coloration. And then, excuse me. So yeah, I should be, as much as I'm looking at the water, I should be paying attention to, like, what are on the edges of the river. And it might be actually somewhat akin to the forest. It might be kind of like, the transitional phase between the forest and the mountain, where it's like slightly rocky but with vegetation. Like it might be kind of like that actually. um, what did I say? I think I said that the river is supposed to transition in from the cave and out to the forest. I think is what I said would be like the connectors. So if it's a little bit vegetated, like that's fine because that'll make it easy to transition from the river to the forest proper. And oh, what if I mean when I make the beach someday, I'll probably want the river to transition to the beach, which would be interesting. Oh, that'll be an interesting one. Uh, ooh. Oh, that'll be well. So that if I do that, that'll be an example of when I need two like special layers, like two special layered environments with special layers to like abut each other to like transition from one special one to another special one. So I don't know if I'm ever actually going to do that, but I would like to. If I have a beach and have this river, I think I would like that to happen. But yeah, so where does the river go in the forest? I guess it could just like snake off into the background, kind of. Um, Excuse me. If the river could transition, so should the river transition to the mountain instead, maybe? Because if the river transitioned to the mountain, I think I think it would like go off the edge of a waterfall, like there would be a falls, uh, and so it'd be like the edge of the falls, and then it would just kind of like drop off screen. Because like the mountain is very the mountain background, it kind of implies that there's like a canyon between where the characters walk and the background. So maybe like there's a river that runs through that canyon or something. That'd be more convenient. Um, well, I guess for the forest, I could always just have it like collect into like a pond or something, or like a small lake, kind of. I could just have a lake. The transition from the river to the forest could just be a lake, and so like, transitioning in from the river just like empties into this lake, and then transitioning into the river is just the other edge of the lake, and like you can see the other side of the lake in the background. That could work. That could work, I guess. Uh, Lauren, you're losing your edge. uh, no, I'm sorry. I won't make fun of you. You are still. You could take like a several week vacation and you'd probably still be in the lead. um, all right, so all right. I think I've thought this through well enough that I can have a good sense. So yeah, it'll just be like not like distinct trees. Well, maybe there'll be like a distinct tree here or there, but they'll just be like mostly small vegetation, and maybe like a little hilly, rocky sort of I don't know what in the background. Uh, if I felt like it, I could have like rivers in the background, like flowing into this river. Like I could have like tributaries and stuff. Is that what they're called? Like or I could have like you know, like when smaller rivers like merge together. Ooh, you know what'd be cool? Is if I had this if I do make a wider river someday, I could have all the tributaries uh with the small river coming together, and then the transition from the small river to the big river could be like a ton more, like another big like a big merge, like a big river where two rivers like where two big-ish rivers merge together, and then that could be that'd be kind of fun. I could do that. Uh, but I'm not doing it right now, so I don't I don't have to worry about that yet. Oh, cool. I don't know how you do it, Lauren. You you whatever system you got, it's clearly working. So, all right. So yeah, let's let's go for it. I guess I could have like, oh, well, no, I was gonna say I could have like a section of like whiter waters in the river. Could I do that? No, I guess I couldn't really. Because if I want to do that, excuse me, sorry. Blah. No, if I want to had like white watery sections to the river, I would have to I'd have to do that on the layer that draws above the river. So yeah. Oh, so that's interesting. On this layer, on this front layer right here, I could add like I could add some features like that actually. All I'd have to do is like, cause like if I add like if I go back to this top layer and I add like a rock, I guess actually I might as well use the same color rock as from the forest. Oops. What was it? BG0. Copy. Layer 4. Paste. Yeah, why not? Alright, yeah, because I could put like a rock in the water. Oh, actually I'd use a darker color rock, because it's in the water. And rocks get darker when they turn wet. Or turn a darker color when they get wet. So, alright, so like a darker version of this. Maybe a slightly blue tinged version of this. Not that blue. uh, so, actually no, blue. No, actually, if anything, if I wanted to contrast it with the water, it would be not blue. It would be like, it'd be actually a redder tone. I don't know, something like this. Yeah, if I want to, I could put on the shore. I could put like a small, rock feature, and then I could. Whoops, wait, what layer am I drawing on? Layer 8. No, don't draw on that layer. We don't want we don't want the rock to be floating in the water. We want the rock to be above the water. Or actually, alright, hold on. I'm just gonna add in a new layer. For wait, no. Where's the new layer? New layer. Alright, there we go. So yeah, so there's a rock in the water hypothetically, and then we could add, like, we can just depict like a little bit of the water churning around it a little bit, like water tends to do. It's like wait, what? I wish I could have spill brush, the spill thing, work on this layer while I still have the dropper tool sample the image. Whatever. Alright, nope, not like that. So if I use like a lighter color, then like, I don't know if this will work exactly. Hey, event time. Then smaller brush. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna look good or whatever. If I could just, there's like a little bit of foam on the water, like in front of the rock, and then there's just like, I don't know. I don't know if that would actually work, but like, I could try something like that. See if it works. See how it looks. So yeah, all right. So let's. But yeah, I won't do that yet. What do I want to do? Oh yeah, all right. So for testing purposes, I'm going to change a few values in this script real quick, because the first thing I want to test is the river itself, and I don't actually really have to change anything. I'll just leave it how it is. Yeah. All right. So yeah, what color did I want the water to become actually? I think sampling the layer, not the image. All right. So yeah, I was thinking of staying like a little bit turquoise, and but just going like, oh yeah, so slightly less saturated, and then maybe slightly deeper. That might be too far. I might not have to go quite that quite that dark. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can just tweak it while I. So, huh? I go very dark. Uh, yeah, dark's not bad actually. So what is the water texture actually going to be? I mean, it's just going to be like uh, it's going to be like I guess just like a light. So I'd use like a lighter tone, and I'd go in just with like not that thin. It's like I don't know. Hey, look, it's water. It's water. It's totally water. Look how water this is. Perfect. Ship it. No, what do I want this water texture to look like? I don't really use like gradients, or I haven't been. Should I? Or nah, I don't think I should. Also, I shouldn't get too textural. Right, that's what caught me up in the cave. I kept trying to get like too like finely textured with like what I was doing. Instead, I should just get more like say more broad, like not like trying to do small finely detailed whatever. It should just be like just be more about like bigger whatever I do. It should not be very delicate and finely detailed. So what the heck am I doing? This might be like too green. I was liking the turquoise idea, but actually if it's going to be contrasted with vegetation, bluer might be the way to go. So, oh yeah, blue is naturally a bit darker too. What? Oh, what? Ah, I had it on the right thing and I changed it, and then it's not. Now it's not on the right thing. Yes. Sampling layer. Oops. Backgrounds take me so long. Why do backgrounds take me so long? Oops, no, don't do that. Actually, maybe this is the darker color. And then I'll use a lighter color for the highlights. Oops, no, for the highlights I said. So yeah, so if I'm only using broad strokes, if I'm not using like fine detail, then what generally does a river look like? I mean, it seems to be lighter on the other edge, like as far as I can tell from like the pictures I'm seeing. Like it always seems lighter on the far edge. It's always lighter on the far edge. So maybe that's all I'll do. I'll just make it like two-tone. A lot of the rivers, I mean, a lot of these pictures were looking like right down the river, whereas like, I don't know, I'd like more pictures across the river, please, if you could. Internet. Oh yeah. Oh, reflection? I can't really do that. I can't really do reflection. So there's clearly going to be nothing tall on the other side of the river. Sorry, I'm just gonna have a sip of water. All right, so excuse me. Sorry. All right, yeah, I can work with this. So like so like the far edge is dark, but then oh, these rivers are all really flat. Oh, yeah, these rivers are all really flat, and I guess my river is actually going to be pretty flat too. Yeah, my river is going to be pretty flat. So maybe this is the type of texture that maybe this is the type of texture that I want to put on the river, like these these like crusty sort of whatevers. We're looking at it down the river, so what would that look like from across the river? I guess it'd look more like, I don't know. I can try a few different approaches and see what I like better. Maybe I should make it just really subtle. Like the multiple tones that I use for the river should just be like very similar. Like not much difference at all. Not even like that different. Just like, well, a little more different than that. But like, yeah, like that. Like just very subtle. Because that way, I mean, that's enough to convey movement. But, hey, Dan the Man, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, we are drawing water, sort of. We're trying. We're getting there. Yeah, so for one thing, the river as I had it before was a little bit lumpy, so I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit for starters. This is probably an okay width for the river, although clearly the other side of the river is not going to be quite like that. Actually, yeah, it's a little distracting to have this forest here, because this is not what the other side of the river is going to look like. So, what is the other side of the river going to look like? Wait, why is there that weird bluish color there, or greenish color there? I have no clue. I will get rid of it. Well, there, no. Yeah, that's the correct layer. Yeah, yeah, so what, oh yeah, right, so what we're seeing on the bottom of the screen is like the temp art, where I just kind of like slapped some water into the forest, but I'm actually on trying to make a completely new environment for the game, that, yeah, no, actually, now that I think about it, the river can be wider than this. So let's, actually, yeah, just select all of layer 8, and then just shift it up a few pixels. Well, so, is there a middle layer? Because I don't need a middle layer. I could, I was gonna say I could just have the river go all the way into the, all the way to the background layer, but like I was saying before, down the line I might want to do a river that is like wider and has like multiple layers to it, and I guess actually I'd want to wait. So maybe river is an exaggeration. Maybe this is actually more of like a stream. In which case I should be cognizant of the relative height of this layer. So wait, let's if we lower the opacity, I think we're doing okay for the relative height. I think like the water does go about the, well, I guess it goes a little higher than what we did for the height of the trees. What about the cave? So in the cave, we had a middle layer, and how high did the ground plane go here? I'm inclined to wonder. Oh, we don't need this anymore. So new layer. Yeah. Yeah, I don't tend to have much space between these layers. Like the middle layer and the front layer, in terms of like the screen real estate, like vertical screen real estate. Yeah, so there's a lot of temp art going on. You might also notice that the ground is just like this jagged shard that has like holes in it, and there are like weird rocks out of it and stuff too. This is very temp art, and also it's moving at like 1,000,000 miles per second. Like it's not supposed to run that fast either. It's just very temp right now. Capsiden, oh, welcome. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, but how's it going? Yeah, 10 minutes until New Year's in Oman. We're getting there. We're almost there. Uh, sorry. It just amuses me, the New Year's clock. Um, yeah, whatever. I won't really worry about it. I think the water, like the water doesn't need to take up much screen space because it should be fairly noticeable as to like what is going on there, uh, regardless. So, I mean, one thing I guess I kind of want to hit on is what I've defined as the horizon line. So let's look at the like the back row of trees. Yeah, all right. So this is going to be a good eye line for like this is what this is like what the horizon should basically look like. And this layer, I'm gonna draw over this layer too. Uh, New layer, please. New layer. Thank you. Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna draw like a new horizon in real quick because it's not gonna be as tall as this layer. It might be in some places, like we might have hills, but for the most part, it won't be this tall actually. What country do I live in? I live in. Hey, it's fun time. I live in the United States of America. Um, the clock on screen right now represents the time zone UTC +4, I think. Which is it +4? Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, UTC +4, and that is according to our map that represents the Seychelles. I don't know how old this map is. I get this feeling it's really old and probably out of date, but according to this one, so Oman and parts of Russia, such as Samara and Kirov, are all are all part of time zone UTC +4. So in just under 6 minutes, or just over 6 minutes, just under 7 minutes, it'll be New Year's there. Mon oh mon. No. All right. What am I doing? I'm getting this color, and I'm going to, I guess, like decrease the opacity on this layer for a moment, and then I'm going to draw on this layer with a bigger brush, and draw like why isn't that drawing? Oh, because it was sample. Arg. Sample from this layer, please. Thank you. And then draw on this layer. Yay, good, you're doing it. Good job. With a bigger brush. Yeah, I guess like this is probably a better or a good height for the tree line. For just like the general horizon line, and then there will be like hilly parts that go above or below it. So actually, I will let this just kind of like run across. All right, so yeah, something like that, and then just spill down here. Yeah. All right, get rid of these trees. I don't know why I left those there. And then, oh yeah, I guess well actually no, bring the trees back for a second. Because I guess like one thing I would want to do is put like another bank. I could put stuff on the other side of the river. I could put like, all right, let's add a new layer. New layer, I said. For some reason the new layer button like never works the first time I press it. I have no clue what that's about. Hey! Hey Lion, my clock is not wrong. Your life is wrong. No. No, this is the correct time for UTC +4. This is the exact correct time. Oh, you just don't like that. Oh wait, I can switch the if you don't like the fact that it's in 12-hour time instead of 24-hour time. Oh no, whoops. No, apparently that screws it up. Whatever. It's I don't care. Uh, I tend to return insults or barbs of any nature. I don't put a lot of thought into it, but whatever. All right, so let's I guess the rock color. No, it should be like the path color. It should be like a darker version of the path color. It should be like, actually, I guess I could use the color that I'm using for these trees. No, that's not quite right. So this path color darkened a bit. Oh, I should restart the script. because I can, even in the background, I can just see that it's like still spamming all these things, which it shouldn't be. It's only doing that because I haven't restarted it recently. So the script's not going to be any better than it was before, but I'm going to restart it. I don't have to see those, not even out of the corner of my eye.